Hello, everyone. Welcome to another session of our fall webinar series. Today, we are discussing about ADEM and how ADEM is delivering an optimal user experience. I will go through some of the recap, what we have discussed in our previous webinar sessions. So if you are new to the ADEM and you want to know how you can activate the licenses, how you can set up application tests, and how you can learn the information from different dashboards in the ADEM portal, I would highly encourage you to please watch the recordings of our previous webinars. The last two webinars, we have discussed in details how you can activate the ADEM on Panorama managed Prisma access and as well as for the cloud managed, how you can set up application tests for mobile users, for SD-WAN, remote networks, and both. I'm just doing a quick recap of our last two webinars, giving an overview of the ADEM, and then I will talk about some of the latest features, and we will do a demo at the end. So the ADEM, or Autonomous Digital Experience Management, is a service that provides native end-to-end visibility and application performance for the end users in secure SASE, Secure Access Service Edge, or the SASE environment. With our native integration on the endpoint via Global Protect, we are able to provide a unique insights into what's happening across the entire service delivery path, from the endpoint itself to the Wi-Fi, LAN, and WAN side of the router. Using our visibility straight from the endpoint and global vantage points inside the Prisma Access Cloud, we can collect telemetry from a combination of synthetic monitoring tests and the real user monitoring analytics to provide segment-wise insights and comprehensive visibility, and which includes some endpoint monitoring, synthetics, real user traffic. And in endpoint monitoring, it includes the CPU, memory, disk, and battery life of a device and its local connectivity. Synthetic tests, the running of the test from source to destination to establish a performance baseline so you can quickly and easily identify when a problem occurs. And this monitoring also lets you to collect information about the assets IT does not own. And in the real user traffic, this is actual traffic when the user is actually using an application or a network asset. ADEM, you can also use for your Prisma Access remote networks. If you are the Prisma SD-WAN, using Prisma SD-WAN as a remote networks, you can use ADEM as well. So here we are looking into the problem. The corporate enterprise is facing a unique challenge in having a proper visibility into the quality of connectivity for their end users and the experience day by day. Across all of your network, through the infrastructure of hardware connection to your data center, remote networks, SD-WAN, and your mobile users who might connect via a number of methods or location, which includes home, coffee shops, eateries. How do you gain visibility you require to ensure the highest level of performance and experience for your end users? And because of this new workflow requirements, enterprise networks are being redefined by application and network ownership boundaries for IT. So organizations are losing visibility across the entire service delivery chain between users and applications. Users are becoming more distributed than ever. The organization will be moving apps, workloads to the cloud from on-premises. This lack of visibility across the entire service delivery chain leaves IT and the the typical legacy branch data center monitoring solution that have traditionally been used blind and unable to solve the user experience and problems. So here, ADEM provides the complete visibility. For ADEM, you should have Prisma access licenses, either remote networks, mobile users, and you need an add-on license for the ADEM. For remote network, it must be Prisma SD-WAN. Aggregate bandwidth must be enabled on Prisma access, and you can manage ADEM from a cloud management console or Prisma Access app on the hub or apps.paloaltonetworks.com. And it can work for both Panorama managed Prisma Access as well as cloud managed Prisma Access. Let's have a quick look on hybrid workforce with the ADEM. A simple business use case is provided here to better understand the hybrid workforce solution. The recent pandemic experience by the global business community created many situations that were not planned for. And a high percentage of organizations were not even prepared for it. So this pandemic forced organizations to redefine work from home policies, and employees adapted themselves as a remote workers working from untrusted networks like home, cafes, or maybe some sitting in the park or anywhere. So autonomous DEM for hybrid workforce ensures a great user experience when the GP or Global Protect client is connected to the Prisma access with VPN enabled. Now, the corporate workforce environment in the location has been changed into the work from anywhere model. It is now even more important for any enterprise to be able to provide current up-to-date analysis on the end user's digital experience and connectivity, which is necessary to allow all of your employees to have throughput and the line of work. If any enterprise is not able to quickly troubleshoot and break down the analysis to mitigate any issues, their production can be greatly affected. So here, ADEM provides the real-time analytical data to ensure high performance for your end users connection to and through Prisma Access, Prisma SD-WAN, any of your remote network data centers, or anywhere else their mobile users are connected. Here are some of the use cases for different personas for IT help desk, network operations, and application owners. For IT help desk, it can be very challenging to troubleshoot the workflow for an individual user and be able to isolate where the issue is in order to route it to the appropriate team. And this is especially true when the issue may be due to the Wi-Fi utilization or saturation. The performance issues that might be affecting the overall end user experience score may normally be hard to pinpoint without ADEM. The issues could be due to any number of issues along the path, which includes wired or wireless connectivity, WAN, ISP, the application. There are many areas to analyze, such as Prisma access or the ISP, and alternatively, the issue could be simple as congested Wi-Fi, in which the end user's Wi-Fi connection facing packet loss, jitter, latency. Because it's multiple users have connected to a couple of streaming services using Netflix, ADEM collect data on the end-to-end connectivity and can provide that all information. And for the network operations, quickly find issues, the team is focused is quickly find the issues, isolate the problem, and then in your location environment. And then you can manage the service delivery SLAs for the various business units by proactively monitoring the end user experience. So it might be an issue with the Prisma access or GP specifically when the users are facing connects and disconnects from their location on the GP portal. It could also be a GP add change within a Prisma access that results in performance issues across the Prisma access path. ADEM will provide the data here to assist in pinpointing where the issue is exactly in order to determine the best possible solution. ADEM can provide data that will assist IT operations support in resolving these network performance issues in a very timely manner. And this will greatly reduce the overall operational costs for both troubleshooting and support. ADEM also provides the ability to monitor each application which the users and users choose from one end users or a location or all the regions, depending upon your specific choices. This can greatly assist your IT operations support by providing the application performance monitoring APM, which reduces your total operation cost for IT operations. And you can specifically choose the application you want to monitor. And the level of monitoring it provides is the real-time data to mitigate the issues. Not only you're monitoring the end user experience with specific application, you can also quickly access where trouble spots are to correct the problem. User group integration for the ADEM. This is our new feature we have just introduced for the ADEM, adding this enhancement to the new feature. Let's have a look into this. Enabling ADEM monitoring for the users is a challenging since the ADEM solution forces the admins to choose every users individually, or they can select all users while they are configuring the application tests. So with the help of these features, now ADEM has the ability to enable the digital experience monitoring for different applications by selecting user groups. It has now the ability to enable application experience monitoring relevant to specific user groups. It provides flexibility to enable synthetic tests for all users or specific users, user groups, or both. It provides visibility and isolate user application experience issues specific to user groups. ADEM is getting the list of all the user group available on the Prisma Access, but it also queries for the users in a specific group. That group is added in the application test, so that it can just get the specific of the users which are added in the application test. Assign mobile users on the application test display number of registered users from the selected group. And ADEM learning all this users group mapping from Prisma Access Cloud infrastructure. And Prisma Access Cloud infrastructure is learning all this user mapping either from Cloud Identity Engine, CIE, or directly from on-prem Active Directory. Whenever you are adding the new groups and addition to the new groups into the ADEM in the directory or in the ADEM, it may take up to 6 hours to refresh from the last refresh interval of the ADEM. Here are some of the use cases: cloud managed tenant with CIE enabled. If you're using the CIE Cloud Identity Management, just enable your app on the hub and sync on-prem or Cloud Active Directory instance, associate this CI instance in the hub, and add user groups learned from Cloud Identity Engine in the security policy. This is very important. Make sure that you're adding the user group in the security policy. Push this configuration, and then upon the successful commits, these groups will be available on the ADEM portal. If you want to know about the detailed instructions or the configurations for the CI Cloud Identity Engine, these instructions are available on our Tech Talk, and you can check them out. This is here you make sure that all the user group which are added to the security policy are available for the application test. Make sure that these groups are allowed. Next use case is the Panorama managed tenant with the CI. If you are managing your Prisma access using Panorama and using the CI as well, Cloud Identity Engine, you can also use this by creating the Cloud Identity Engine instance in the hub. The same thing, same steps which you have done so far. Enable directory sync on the cloud plugin with the latest attributes, perform a commit, and upon a successful commit, these user groups will be available on the ADEM portal. Security policy this is a very important step here. Make sure that all the user groups which you are adding and using in the ADEM, all the user groups, they are allowed and added to the security policy. Third use case is Panorama managed tenant with Active Directory. So if you're using on-prem Active Directory, either LDAP server or you can configure the group settings configuration on your Panorama. And in order to fetch the group mapping information from Prisma Access infrastructure, it needs to pull through your on-prem Active Directory. And the best practice here is to configure an include list in the group mapping to avoid all the learnings from the group, so that it should specifically select all those groups which you are adding into the ADEM, which are the part of the application test only. So once you configure all those, perform all the commits successful, these users will be available into the ADEM, and you can select while creating your application test. If you click on there, you can see here, it will, in the application test page, when you click on the new test from source, you can select different user groups or individual users or both, depends on your choice. Also, the mobile user dashboard also provides you the filter here. You can filter based on mobile user groups. And for a particular user group, and for all the users, you can monitor the experience score, the overall stats, their devices, and all the information here. So this was all about this user group feature, which is available on the ADEM. And now we will head to the quick demo. We have joined our senior product managers, Sarah, who will be doing a quick demo. Thank you, Sarah, for joining, and over to you.
Hi. So
and
today,
let me stop share, and you can share your screen.
Yeah. So
Thank
my
you.
name is Sarah Evans. I'm a product manager working on ADEM, and today I'll walk you guys through a demo of ADEM for RN. And RN stands for Remote Network, and it is the Prisma SD-WAN devices. So let me share my screen. We'll jump into a demo. So I'm going to go navigate to ADEM. You see here on the left-hand side, we have the screens that you're likely already familiar with, applications, mobile users. Then if you click on remote sites, we have configured a couple of remote sites in this test bed. So you can see here that the average score for all remote sites is 72. We have one remote site that has good performance overall and one remote site that has a couple of issues. So I'm going to go ahead and select Raleigh so we can see what's going on. So one of the powerful things about using ADEM to monitor SD-WAN devices is SD-WAN devices, as you guys know, have multiple links oftentimes. So you'll have multiple circuits connected to the branch office SD-WAN device. And each of those circuits is going to have different performance to applications, right? So you can see here, we've got AT&T 5G, AT&T fiber, another AT&T fiber connection, and another AT&T 5G. And so between these four links, it looks like overall for AWS, at least, the path to AWS over AT&T fiber is much stronger than over the VPN with AT&T fiber. So basically what we're allowing here is for you guys to monitor the performance of different paths and different link performance quality. Let's go back and look at the other office real quick. We click on New York. So here you can see for New York, we've configured a backup path. So this is like a failover link. If you look at Dropbox, which is having some performance issues, and it looks like there's only one path to Dropbox and it's not performing well. So this is something that would need to be addressed. So ADEM is raising a real issue here. So the question is, why is Dropbox not accessible on all 5 of these link paths? The path to Dropbox visualization is pretty similar to the visualizations that you've seen in the user and application experience pages. So we've got internet latency, internet jitter and loss. And then you can see after this internet latency takes effect, everything after is impacted. So Prisma Access performance is pretty much the same as the latency on the internet. And then Dropbox is adding another 750 milliseconds of latency, which is not great. And then these metrics are also going to be very similar. So we're running the same tests that we would run from an endpoint device on the remote, on the Prisma SD-WAN device. And we're collecting the same metrics for DNS lookup, TCP connect, SSL connect, all of these different measures. Yep, that is ADEM for remote sites. I'll hand it back to you, Param.
Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so thank you, everyone. This was all about today's session. Let's have a look into the Q&A.